We filming? I mean, we recording on this?
Yep.
Okay. It is time. This is, interpretive. We're going to express our flavor profiles today by interpretive dance. What?
I don't know.
That means
It is great.
currents.
It is great, guys. Yeah.
Currents and leather. All right, we got some tea from Tiago over at Tea Encounter. I've had this before. Tiago, thank you so much for the awesome package gift, being whole 9 yards, amazing. Take a look at that. This is a 2020 Yiwu white tea cake. It's flavorful. It's great, and actually really pretty stone pressed.
Yeah, pretty compact there.
Yeah, so, and using boiling water on this guy, and I'm just going to try to, without splintering off too much here. Yeah, not perfect.
And so you've had this a couple times, Danny?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been drinking through this. It's really quite lovely, quite nice. Good way to start filming too.
Yeah, these white teas have kind of become one of our go-tos to open up a series of episodes.
Exactly. Yeah. So, lots of different variety of the leaves too. You can see shape, size, color. So, yeah, and quality here is actually really quite good. So we don't need to do a rinse, but we will, just because we're masochists. We love to see the comments. They removed the dislike but comment number, so we can't see how many haters we have anymore.
Oh, sad.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. But this one's for you, Rinse Drinker 42. I hope you're counting how many seconds this rinse is.
Yeah. Oh, man. Someone needs to, create that name.
Yeah. No, it exists. They exist.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
Good.
I don't know if they're a troll or not. It's kind of in that ambiguous zone.
Does it really matter?
Yeah, does it really matter?
Yeah.
Indeed.
Philosophy nerd to me is like, what is a troll? Is life a troll? What is real?
Smells like white tea.
Indeed. I'll be curious to hear what James thinks, if he can get a sense of the Yiwu specifically here.
Yeah, I don't know if I've had a Yiwu white tea before. I know I've had some Yunanese white teas, but Yiwu? I don't know.
Yeah. I'll just speak for myself. I couldn't tell that it was from Yiwu. Just like a super tasty white tea.
Right.
Stronger maybe.
Just because of maybe the poor material.
Yeah, potentially. Also, it is a pretty strong or iron press cake, so I think I always tend to add a little bit more leaf than I expect.
Mm-hmm.
So. Let me get in there. Whiff. And I do like my white teas to be on the cooler side from a drinking perspective, not necessarily from a steeping perspective. So, like a high pour on both sides. Yeah. All right, let's dive in.
Cheers.
Cheers, y'all.
Yeah, maybe a little more thick and robust for a white tea. Just feels like it almost powers past that sort of silk texture that you often get for these.
Yeah.
Still get a whiff of that, but it's not as prominent as other white teas.
A little bit earthier, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
But nothing, wildly intense. Really tasty. Pleasure to drink. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of sweet. Yeah, we just had a meal. I'm just getting over a cold, so it's very nice and refreshing in that sense.
Nice, yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing, too, about tea, I have to say, is, even when I'm not as dialed into the flavors of what I'm drinking necessarily for one reason or another. I'm just waking up or something. Still enjoying the experience. Still enjoying the texture. There's a lot of things about tea, even just the ritual, that are great. So, don't have to be a super skilled sniffer to enjoy these beverages.
Yeah.
Salute.
Cheers. Here's to the super skilled sniffers. The seat sniffers.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
A bit more texture and flavor coming out at this point. Getting a bit more of the earthiness. But again, strong on that honey vanilla thing going on. Floral vibe. Classic white tea flavors.
Yeah, I mean, I'm inclined to agree with you. I don't think I could pick up the Yiwu out of this. It certainly does taste different for a white tea, though. I just don't know that I would put 2 and 2 together and get 4 in this case.
This is aged a little bit, not a crazy amount, so I'm tasting maybe a little bit of that storage, maybe. I mean, really, that's stretching it, I have to say. Yeah, again, mostly just a flavorful, delicious tea. Cool thing about these pressed teas, too, is that they travel great, so.
Yeah, really good palate refresher, yeah.
Totally.
You know, I was telling Denny, I think, before the episode that these are just often the first tea that we do in a series, and
right.
Yeah, there's a good reason for that, just because it sort of I don't know, brings you in. It's a very gentle thing, right. Whereas opposed to drinking like a really strong raw pour first, you might have a more difficult time tasting teas after that.
Yeah, a little bit darker liqueur here.
Are you getting any bitterness, astringency, anything like that in this?
Not really.
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah. A bit more honey on the nose.
Yeah.
Really easy drinking.
Yeah,
Mom
really.
test?
Yeah. Why not?
I think so.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.
And question, so Pu'er sort of has that reputation of brewing a little bit longer than other teas, and you've had this tea before. How do you find the longevity of it? Is it similar or comparable to a Pu'er just because of the raw materials of this, or is it more in the white tea zone?
I definitely think it's more in the white tea zone.
Okay.
Yeah. I think the strongest steepings are going to be steepings 2 through 4 and 5. 5 being a stretch, depending on how much leaf you've used. Mm-hmm. So, I know that when I've come back to this tea later on in the day, I was just like, okay. I came back to my session at like 7 p.m. and not worried. I wasn't worried at all about not being able to fall asleep, for example. So.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it's a white tea in that way. Yeah, just enjoyable, really, frankly. Easy to drink, palatable, and I just kind of wanted to give Tiago another shout out, to be honest with you.
So you're a shill.
100%, I will shill for
anything.
I
just felt the need to call that out, guys. Yeah.
Shill mania right here. Sign me up. Just send me stuff.
Yeah. I'm not a sellout, guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just trolling. Or are we?
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Just a really pleasant tea. I mean, I think this satisfies, for me, everything I'd want from a white tea.
Right.
Yeah. And it's like, it seems like a sort of tea you can brew it pretty strong, too. It's really not offering much bite back as far as that goes.
Yeah. Although, it can be, you can get this tea brewed strong enough that on an empty stomach, it will give you a bit of a bite back, which has happened to me.
Okay.
Yeah. So unlike some white teas where, I think that's frankly by virtue of it being pressed, you can kind of just like get that thing stuffed. Right? And it's already pretty, voluminized in here at this point.
Voluminized.
Right. Whereas like a white tea is so fluffy, traditionally loose leaf white tea would be so fluffy that it'd be much harder to actually just get like the same quantity of grams in the cup.
Right. Makes sense. It's true, actually. That's a good observation in the sense of if you're someone that judges by your eyeballs, which you did for this tea,
right?
It can definitely have an impact.
Yeah. So I'd say check this tea out as just kind of like a great representation of a white tea. Tea Encounter, awesome. I would recommend Tiago all day. go ahead and just reach out to him if you don't know what you want to get. But I would recommend this white tea in particular. I think it's really tasty.
Yeah, and that's your shill recommendation. I say it's a good tea too. So go ahead, go to Tea Encounter. I'm your unbiased, objective advice,
Right.
consumer reports.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. There's like paid for by. No.
Just on your side. Your side of the screen.
Right.
You got that, Stevie?
Not at all. Tea Encounter, Google them. I can't remember the URL. But this is the 2020 Yiwu, and for a white tea, I think that it doesn't matter too much when it's pressed to have something a bit older. So I'm not noticing any like lack of the freshness on a tea like this. Yeah, good middle of the road tea. Has like a little bit of extra earthiness to it, kind of a little bit flavor of the region maybe, but kind of hard to tell. So
yeah, it's a good white tea, like 20% different than maybe what you expect.
Yeah. Love the episode. Go ahead and like the episode. If you want to subscribe, go ahead and click the thingy to do the blah blah blah, yada yada.
If you dislike it, we don't know anymore. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Email us instead.
Yeah.
And like I said, check out Tea Encounter. Check out TeaDB.org too for so much written content, videos. James is a phenom when it comes to producing content. Bless his heart. We'll see you guys next time.
Sure.
Bang, 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 wizards.